Hey, Tony Gasson here. Yesterday when I was talking about the young lady who was talking about the financial independence for women. Somebody said that it was the actress dad who told her that, and so I wanted to address that because that's one of the things that has really ruined a lot of relationships is dads who on one side is good, a dad is in the home, but at the same time what women have to do when you get grown is you got to really learn, you got to evaluate your daddy. The problem with humans is that nobody is perfect, and what happens is women notorious for thinking that their dad is Superman and thinking that, they're just praising their dad. That's why they say daddy's girl, and daddy just buy you all the toys and he there for you and he giving you the game, so to speak. Not every woman says that, because a lot of women say, Tony, I was raised with my father and my daddy never told me this stuff that you saying on these videos. My first book was titled What Daddy Never Told His Little Girl. It's on Amazon. It's too real and raw now, so I don't really want you to buy it. I need to republish it. I don't want you to buy it because it's through a internet publisher. And so they stealing all the money. And so what I need to do is make it a download on TonyGassacademy.com or something. I don't even think I got the manuscript no more though. But the reason why it was titled What Daddy Never Told His Little Girl is because my financial aid advisor, I think she was 10 years older than me. I was 22. She was 32. And I used to be in that financial aid office quite a bit trying to get that money. And I remember when I wrote the book, I let her read. I said, hey, can you check this out for me? I said, you are a woman and, you're a single woman. And I think she was single, or she could have been in a little relationship, but not married. And I said, can you check this out for me? Read this for me. She read it. And she said, Tony, after reading this, what I surmised, she said, this is the stuff my dad never told me. She said, my daddy never told me this stuff. So I say, that's what and she said, and I'm a daddy's girl. She said, that's what's upsetting me about it is I'm a daddy's girl and my daddy never told me this. So I said, well, that's what I'm gonna title, What Daddy Never Told His Little Girl. And this is the thing. Now, and this ain't bad mouthing dads or nothing like that, but I want you to understand men. As men, we wear a cape. We rarely show you Clark Kent. We always show our family Superman. So there's no man really, it might be one, that's gonna go to his daughter and say, listen here, baby girl, I ain't worth nothing. I done cheated on your mama time and time again. She just ain't never found out. I control her and I belittle her and I make jokes about her weight and hurt her feelings. And when you're in the room sleeping and I done tucked you in and said the prayer with you, I go in there and get on your mama nerves and got her crying and stressed out, and she getting text messages from other women I work with, and ain't no man in the world going to his daughter and saying that. What a man gonna do is everything gonna be cool, calm, and collected in that marriage. And then, for the most part, and then behind closed doors, that's when him and his wife gonna work through their stuff. But the daughter never gonna see that. The daughter not gonna see that. So what the daughter grows up doing is the daughter grows up thinking that her father is the prototypical man. That the way her father is, that's the way That's what a real man is. But see, she doesn't know about the skeletons in the closet. I done heard so many women say, my dad never cheated on my mom. And it's like, do you think he would tell you? Do you think he would tell your mama? Like, listen to me now, I'm a man. I'm a man. We all done fell short in our life. But that ain't something that we finna go out and put on a billboard. It definitely ain't something we finna tell our girlfriend, if that's his girlfriend, or if they got married. If he cheated on her while they was dating, he not finna tell her in marriage. And if he do tell her, do you think your mama gonna tell you? No. It's some people who know. But for the ones who say my dad never cheated on my mom, you don't know that. You do not know that, because some parents will take their business to the grave. Look at the stuff you know about your parents that your aunties and uncles don't have a clue about, because your parents not running and telling their business. And so that's the same thing. It's certain things that you keep a child in a child's place. So it's a lot of people that grow up and don't realize that their mother and father had to resolve conflict. That their mother and father had to deal with infidelity, or emotional cheating, or physical cheating, or verbal abuse, or physical abuse, or emotional abuse, or financial or social abuse. A lot of people don't realize that their mom and dad had to hash through those things quietly in the bedroom while the kids were asleep, because they had a rule that we keep a child in a child's place. We don't let our kids see our mistakes and what we done gone through and the things we doing. Just like me and my wife, we done had a heated back and forth exchange, and my oldest son 14 years probably twice, and not really heated in the sense of what you may be thinking heated. Now when I say heated, it's me. Listen, stop making all that noise at the game. Listen to me now. This boy need to learn how to play without you telling him every single move to play. He gonna get to college and be listening for his mama voice, and we at home. So let the boy make a mistake now. That's what I mean by heated. No cursing, not even yelling, no name calling, just me checking the situation as the man that I am. Just like I keep it real with you now, I keep it real in my home too. And that's me checking my son too. Like, listen, your mama doing all that time, you play the game. Stop looking over there talking to her and play the game. And so I have to put both of them in order. And so as the head of the household now, so that's 2 times. But our other really real conversation that got us to where we at as a happy, healthy marriage, a transparent, open, honest marriage. When I say open now, I mean transparent now. I ain't talking about open like what these other folks talking about in Hollywood. We ain't no Hollywood couple. So our kids don't see that. They'll have to really infer and just know us and see, try to pick up on a little attitude, try to pick up on a little mood swing. It ain't gonna be blatant. You see what I'm saying? And I say that to say is that that's how it is in relationships. And so for women, and it's more so for women than men, because, and I know we want everything to go both ways, but not everything go both ways. In certain cases, yeah. But the thing is with men is men know by the time a boy 14, 18, he know how guys move. So even if he see his dad Like me, I saw my dad, and it looked like he faithful. I never seen him staring at another woman, never seen him look at another woman booty, none of that. But when him and my mom was on the outs, I remember, him leaving like 1 o'clock in the morning. And so as I'm home on summer break or whatever, I'm like, nah, what the world, a man tipping out the house at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And so when I see something like that, there I'm like, okay, I just assume, nah, he could just been going get some air. But not long after that, they got a divorce. But I could see that coming. So I lost respect for him. I lost my Superman. And at that time, but then as I grew, I realized, I said, okay, yeah, this thing ain't easy. This thing ain't easy to be with one woman. This ain't easy. It's not easy as a lot of women think it is, because the way the world has wired and raised men and praised men for having multiple women. So it's mindset, is biology, be fruitful, replenish the earth. Is that ticking thing in there? And so when women say, oh, it is so easy to be faithful, that's what let me know. Anytime a woman say that, that's what let me know men and women are not the same. Because if a woman could fix her mouth to say that, there's not a man in the world who could fix his mouth to say that. Because, and I don't know why. Some things is just what God did. Me, I say, if it was just so easy for men to control, then men would just focus on money and never have kids, never get married, and human race would cease to exist. Because if that urge for a man to be with a woman was so weak, was so soft, was so sensitive, was so easy to control for men, the human race would cease to exist. Because we already as men want money just as much as we want sex. So if it was easy to control, men would just get money and say, forget women. And a lot of men saying that. That's what the MGTOW is. Men going their own way. They saying, forget y'all. They saying, forget women. We finna do us. And that's what I mean. And that's dangerous, because it break down the family. So now less families happening. So if millions of men join this, men going their own way, and they talking bad about women and they doing all of this, that's millions of marriages that's not happening. That's millions of men who just using women for sex and just got a girlfriend, or they got a wife, but they domineering, and the kids seeing the wrong example. So that's not good for society. And so that's why I think that it's not so easy to control for men. So that men will have a desire to be with a woman, to replenish the earth. And so what women have to understand is, when you come of age, you have to come out of the fairy tale. You got to understand that you got to understand that your daddy not Superman. You got to understand your daddy not Superman. You got to understand your daddy did some stuff that you don't know nothing about. So you got to understand that when you meet a man, he's going to be flawed. He going to do some stuff that you don't know nothing about. And that you got to be on your P's and Q's. And that you can't go into this thing expecting some angel, expecting this amazing man, and then you just got an everyday human. And that's what happens. So a lot of women, they expecting this fairy tale, and they get with a man, and it's not that. And the next thing you know, it's toxic chaos, and the woman just doing anything to please this man, and she putting up with it. And it's because it's something she never fathomed. It's something she never imagined. So she really don't know how to deal with it. She don't know how to handle it. And she like, whoa, what in the world is this? But she's so loving, and she want love so bad, and she want to have a man so bad, because her father was in the home, that she don't know how to lead. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, it's women who, if a man breathes too hard, she gone. He huff and puff, she is gone, because of her father's role in her life. And her dad built up this unrealistic expectation of men, saying that a man need to be this and that and this and that, and he painted this perfect image of a human who has no work that need to be done. And so the man breathed too hard, and the woman gone because of the image that her daddy done painted in her head. Because he painted himself as emotionally intelligent and fiscally responsible and loving and kind and caring and the apple of God's eye, and never cheated, never manipulated, never deceived. He painted this picture, and so his daughter expecting that. So the man say, hey, I'm gonna be back at 9. The man get back 9:30. The daughter got the man clothes packed in the garbage bag at the door. Or the man come in the house and she cussing him out. Not realizing that that's normal stuff you got to work through. You got to talk. You got to address. You got to get through. With your average everyday man, you got to realize that everybody ain't finna have no exceptional one-of-a-kind man now. For the most part, you're gonna be the average everyday man. For the average everyday man, you're gonna have one event of emotional cheating. And you got to decide, do you want to work through that? Do you want to talk about that? Do you want to get to the root of that? You may have an event of physical cheating. Do you want to talk about that? Do you want to work through that? Or do you want to leave? So it's choices. You got to realize you're going to be dealing with everyday men, and who are flawed, who are human, who have been traumatized, who have been cheated on themselves, or hurt, or lied to, or abandoned by their parents, or one of the two, and gonna have their own set of issues. And you got to realize that just because your daddy made everything look peaches and cream for himself as a man, and never let you know about his flaws and his shortcomings and the stuff your mama had to put up with, you got to get the real. You got to get the real. And you got to know what's real out there now. And you got to be able to handle that, and to be able to say, okay, I know my dad showed me this, and I know he told me this. Because like somebody say that it was the woman dad that told her she need to be financially financially independent. And I addressed that on either the first or the second video, and I say the only time a dad gonna tell a daughter that is because he know how he treat the mama for not being financially independent. He know he treat her less than and control her and talk down to her. But if he truly a good man and he understand that his money is her money, and he believe that and he treat her like that, then he gonna tell his daughter, listen, you be financially independent when you get out of college, but when you get married, you sit down and you be there for your kids. You make sure you marry a man that got something going for himself, that got a head on his shoulders, and is man enough, and he agrees that when you have kids, you can stay home with the kids. And if he don't agree with that, that's not your husband. That's what a man who treating his woman right gonna tell his daughter. Because he knows the benefits of that woman being in the home with the kids, and that's why his wife in the home with the kids. But because he got his foot on her neck, he want to let her know, hey, a lot of men gonna have their foot on your neck. Or he could be saying that because he's saying he's an exception to the rule, but it's other men who not gonna be like him. He could be saying that. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But the thing about it is, this the thing. What men have to stop doing, and what daughters got to realize, is men can't have double standards, to where we got one standard for our daughter and then another standard for our wife. So we want our wife to put up with certain stuff that we don't want our daughter to put up with. And men got to understand that, and women got to understand that. So get that in your spirit. This Tony Gaston, I'm driving to bring Tatum his soccer stuff for intramurals. Got intramurals today. So my wife asked me to bring this up here. God bless him. We'll talk soon.